And we're back. Welcome to Terrific Terry Thursday on the eve of the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. Sorry about missing yesterday, folks, but there's just so much work that goes in to putting together things like the Kentucky Derby wagering guide. It's available now over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's a link in the description below. You can use that to head on over there. All of the picks for the Oaks Day, all of the picks for the Doubles Day. Soon we'll have up our smart sheets. Just a couple of things I got to iron out because these races where you have 20 horses and full fields and jockeys and trainers coming in from overseas and all sorts of other anomalies, they're stress tests. And part of the stress test is you do find some, I'm going to say holes, but they're not really holes, but just places that you have to kind of correct data so that it doesn't 1-0 doesn't zero everything else out. So we'll be working on that. We should have the smart sheets up over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet sometime this afternoon for both days. You're not going to want to miss that. For today's show, our smart sheets are available in the link in the description below. You're going to want to use those and get used to them, folks, because I can tell you right now, there ain't nothing like it on the market. We put them up last week for Churchill on Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Got a lot of really good feedback. So I have a feeling these might actually work out to be pretty useful and very successful. Terry, we missed 2 days, so we better get off to a good start. We got a great race to start with at Churchill Downs.
Well, it's a 6 furlong race. It's a maiden claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, $35,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, unfortunately, in the heat of everything else I have to do today, I did not have the opportunity to put together the profile of a winner, but we still have 1,000 simulations from our smart sheets to talk a little bit about how this race sets up. Terry, we look at this opener. Looks like most of your horses want to be middle and back. That should favor horses, Terry, that get off to a good start. And it looks like one horse in particular has a pretty good early pace edge.
Yeah, that 6 shows it's got the best information or data as far as being in the lead to the quarter pole. So,
yeah, if the 6 can get to the lead. Also, the one horse over here with a top last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else. You can see here all those who are dropping in class, those who are moving up in class. I would suggest or encourage you to use the link in the description on YouTube for the sheet yourself. We're just going to highlight some pertinent points in our view, and then you could take a look at it for yourself and see what data points you prefer. All right, Terry, well, I know everybody prefers for us to make our picks, so let's make our picks for the opener.
All right, I like the number 5 horse, Marmo. She has finished the money in 1 race out of 2 starts at Churchill Downs and drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. Tempting Lady, the 3, is my second choice, finished 3rd in her last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 33% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 8, Big Leap, comes in from Santa Anita and drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races when chipping a horse in to run, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the one of my long shot. Can I get
a witness?
Yeah, a witness. She has the highest last race speed rating. She can improve while returning to dirt, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me in this race.
Yeah, it's one of those preacher things. Can I get a witness? After which you have to say amen or something like that. All right, Terry, in the opener, I also like the 5 horse in here. That one, my friend, its name is, as I page up, Marmo. 2 races ago, this horse ran at this level and just missed. So if he can follow up that performance in a class drop, yes, indeed, maybe a W. Big Leap, that is our simulation favorite over here on our, you see right there, sim favorite, in our simulations on our smart sheets. Last time out, the horse also ran some better fractions. Next up is the 1 horse. Can I get a witness? Yes, indeed. Top last race speed figure. Pointed that out over here. 4 points better than the next closest horse. Andrew Beyer, godfather of speed figures, says that indeed a 3-point advantage is usually enough to warrant your attention. And this guy is getting better race after race after race. And then step into the beat. Terry, that one is the only pure maiden special weight dropper in the class. So you always got to have those. And what I mean by pure maiden special weight droppers, you'll see some of them in here. You see maiden special weight straight down, second race improvement, very likely too. But some of these other horses may have ran, right, like this one here, ran in the maiden 80,000 last time out, but it did run in the maiden claiming ranks before that. So that means to me it's the pure maiden special weight dropper, not just one that's tried lower levels, went back up, came back down in fishing. Race 2, Terry, is the first of our 3 Don Johnson pick 4s. Miami Vice. This one, it looks like a quick one.
Yeah, it's for babies. It's 4.5 furlongs, and it's a maiden race, $120,000 purse for maidens 2-year-olds.
Yes, and I think almost all of these horses are making their first-time starts, Terry, so there's really not much to talk about in terms of anything other than first-time rankings. I think the 9 horse is the only one that ran before. So when we look at our first-time rankings, Terry, what do you see in here? Because everybody's because the 9 is the only one that ran. Nobody's come close to par. These are our rankings. What do you see in the rankings?
Well, the best ranking you can get is 3.0. And look there. Look at that number 7 has a 2.97, which is really nice, and has a bullet workout in addition to that. And then there's one that doesn't have quite as high number, but has also a bullet workout. Several of them are in the 2s, as you can see.
Usually we're looking for a number that's 2.5 or better, but the whole race is first-time starter. So the back bullet means the last workout before the horse hit the track for real was a bullet workout. And according to Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper, certainly one, if you're a numbers person, I would consider reading if I were you. Where can you watch the Churchill races live? If you are south of the border of Texas, I would consider on your phone GRTV. It's an app that folks can use for watching in Mexico, Central, and South America. So take a look at that. All right, Terry, really not a whole lot to go on. I use my rankings, or our rankings, to make my selections. It looks like you did mostly too.
Yeah, I did. And I'd like the 7 as my first choice. He's, of course, first-time starter. Has a high percentage win trainer, wins 32% of the debut maiden special weight races he has a horse running in, and a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 10. My second choice, his sire wins 21% of the first-time starters. The breeding suits Today's Distance has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I like the 5, whose dam has 3 winners from 5 starters, and 2 of those were stakes winners. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer and good workout on April 24th. And I like the 1 as my long shot. His sire wins 18% of the races with first-time starters. His breeding suits Today's Distance. The dam has 5 winners from 5 starters and 1 stakes winner. And he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm going to play the very first Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 with the 1, with the 5, 6, 7, 9, with the 2, 5, 7, 8. I think that's a $48 ticket.
Yeah, I'm just going to go basically down the rankings, except one little bit of an adjustment in there. I'm going to go with the 7, Merciless Annihilator, top-rated first-time starter, as we see in our smart sheets right there. Does have that recent Bullet and Go. Next up, Moonlight Beauty. It's the 2nd-rated first-time starter down here. And then after that, I got the 5, the Turin. I think I got those backwards, so it should probably go 5, 10. And then I'm going to go with the Distorted Song, the 6 horse. It does have that last race bullet workout. That's a 15% angle, according to Barry Meadows. My pick 4 is going to go 5, 6, 7, 10 with the 1, 3, with the 5, 6, 9, 12. And then the 2, 5, and 7, like you, Terry, $48. Race 1 looks like it's about to run, Terry. So let's take a look at what the situation when they are running. They're not about to run. They are running. So as it stands now, the 5 horse, which is your 7-5 favorite, is your leader. On the outside of that guy is Sperry Chalet, a little bit of a long shot at 12-1, trying to give him a run. The 1 horse down on the rail, trying to save some ground and see who's the first to add. I mean, the jockey on the 5 hasn't asked him to do anything as of yet. Same with the 1. 3 horses coming up into the mix. It looks like the 5 and the 1 are going to be coming. So far, the last one to ask his horse to go is the jockey on the 5. finally roused his guy and said, let's go, baby. On the outside, you do have the one horse getting into the mix. I think, or is that the 7? No, that's the 7, Warm Days. That one might give it a run for the end here. Tough to say. I think the 3 horse is going to get in the mix, but your 5 horse is your runaway leader, Marmo. It's going to go 5, then 3, then 7, then 6. Terry with the ice cold Exacta in there, Terry. Some of those other horses coming in off the pace there. So at 7-5, the favorite on the lead, wire to wire type at Churchill in the opening race. Good morning, Miguel. Again, if you are south of the Texas border, so you are in Mexico or Central America or in South America, GRTV, it's an app. Look it up on your telephone. It is for horse racing. So make sure when you look up the app, GRTV Horse Racing, that'll get you all of the races in Mexico, Central, and South America. Yes, indeed, expired Pibit. El Cinco did win. All right. Race number 3, Terry. Well, we both had that 5 on top. Race 3 is what we're going to do on top of our itinerary now. What are the conditions for the 3rd?
We're going to stretch out a little bit to 7 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $86,000 for 4-year-olds and upward.
So in race number 3, let's take a look at the race shape here, Terry. Wow, you got a lone E with the 6 horse. Everybody else, middle or back. That usually favors horses that have some early speed, and looks like the 6 will accommodate.
That's right. He shows the most speed, but that 5 might have something to say about it. So.
Well, if the 6 doesn't do the lone E thing, is there any value in this race you would consider from a overlay standpoint?
Yeah, there's a little bit of value with the 3, as it's 5-2 to 7-2, and the 4 shows really nice value, 5-1 to 15-1. The 5 is also a really nice value. It's a 4-1 to 15-1.
Yeah, if you're looking for horses that improved, plenty of them showed some better early speed or early pace, mid pace, or late pace. Only 2 did any kind of fractional improvement. Once again, we see here the 1 horse, 2 Eagles River, a 3-point speed figure advantage over the rest of the field. In the opener, the 1 horse had that. He didn't show up in there, though. The 5 was our top total pace horse, did come home the winner. Terry, in race number 2, the top total pace horse is, race number 3, the top total pace horse is the 4. You have 4 picks in race number 3, and the 4 isn't in any of our picks.
I know, it's kind of unusual, isn't it? But I'll tell you why I like the 1 in the 3rd race. 2 Eagles River. He ran second versus Tupper in his last race. As a trainer, wins 21% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in and has a high percentage winning jockey. Then the 6 Scat Free drops in class today. He can improve out shorter distance. As a trainer, wins 23% of the races. When taking a horse from a route to a sprint, has a good workout on April 19th of 4 furlongs. And then I like the 3 as my 3rd choice. Has finished the money in 5 races out of the last 7 starts, winning 2 of the races. Very competitive horse, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 18% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in. And then I like the 5 Regal Ray. He won 2 races out of the last 4 starts. Has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets in this race for me.
I'm going to start off with the 2 Eagles River, top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. And at Churchill Downs, 6 out of 8 races in the money. So a fan of Louisville. Number 3, Tagliatelle. I have no idea. This one is our simulation favorite, according to our sim data here, along with the 1 horse, the only 2 that have proven they can hit par so far. That is a 91 speed figure. So they've done that in a race already. Regal Ray. This one is a horse making its 3rd start after a layoff, probably the first betting angle everybody learns. Ran the same fractions last time out, despite going a little bit longer. So if you run the same and you go longer, in my book, that's faster. And then Scat Free drops from a $100,000 non-graded stakes race. And as we pointed out, he is the lone E, very likely pace setter, although a little bit light on the comfort zone score. Race 4, Terry, that's up for us. Next up, we're going to move over to the grass.
That's right. We're going to the turf and shortening up to 5 furlongs. Optional claiming race, $80,000 claiming price. If you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed for that price. Purse is $134,000, and it's for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $18,000 twice, other than a maiden, claiming starter, or state bred, or which have never won 3 races or a claiming price of $80,000.
So just to give you an idea, if you know the horse is in here for a price, usually there's a number right here. Looks like all these trainers, well, you can buy Top Gun Girl if you'd like with Terry's lunch money, 80 grand. So if that's a horse that you'd like, you take a look at Top Gun Girl, shell out the 80 grand, and she could be yours today. Our race number 4. Let's take a look at how this race plays out. Terry, again, another race where most of your horses are middle back. You got a trio of co-pilot types in here, Terry.
Yeah.
Tells me that these horses, if the 11 doesn't go too fast, can be patient. If they go too slow, hey, can get in charge and say, let's get it going. Terry, with all this in here, a lot of dark green in here as far as C-Zone. Why don't you explain what C-Zone is and then point out a couple of horses that might find this race to their liking today?
Well, the C-Zone is how comfortable the horse is going to be in running in this class of race with this type of horse at this distance. And as you can see, if you get above 50%, that's a really good number. You can see that most of these are either close to 50% or above 50%. And if you take a look there, the 6 looks like it's the best number, followed up by the 5 and the 7. So
that Top Gun Girl stepping out there for sure. We see that name again. She's likely to be on the front. Heck, those horses with strong C-Zones that want to be forward usually do pretty well. Another category I would look over here, I pointed it out already once, is the top total pace. Usually our top 4 total pace horses ends up about 70% of the winners. It's just a hair more than that come out of that top 4 group. Terry, who's your group for race number 4?
Well, I like the 5, Rue Lala. She has finished in the money in 8 races out of the last 10 starts and won the last race and can handle the distance. Then I like number 9, Cart Girl Sam. She finished in the money in her 4 career races, winning 2 of those starts, has not raced in more than 9 months, but she's had several good workouts in a row. And she has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races when bringing a horse back after 90 plus days away. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 6, Top Gun Girl. She ran second on the dirt in her last race, can improve at this shorter distance, and she has a trainer who wins 26% of the sprint races. He has a horse running in, and in addition to that, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 7 long shot, Out Too Late, finished in the money in 5 races out of her last 6 starts, winning 2 of the races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets here for me.
Speaking of bets, Terry's best bet, where he will spend all of his $100 budget for our Benny and the bets, will be race number 11, and he's going to be very mad when he gets to race number 11 because I thoroughly jinxed him today. 1,000%, folks. Just run for the hills, as Iron Maiden said. I like the 6 horse here is my top pick, Top Gun Girl. It is our top-rated C-Zone in a wide-open race. A horse making the first start after a layoff has a pretty solid record coming off the bench. Rue La La, the 5 horse, all of the race internals last time out. Right here, we're better across the board, better fractions in there. It's almost always a sign of a horse that's on the upswing, coming from a non-graded $100,000 stakes race. Nikki 9 Doors, the 12 horse. This horse also coming off the sideline, does have some pretty solid workouts. Churchill Downs, maybe not so much its favorite track. And then number 9, Cart Girl Sam, maybe untapped potential in just its 5th race. Got a whole bunch of others for consideration here too. But we have a $100 budget. I'm going to get started with 25 of my 100 to win on the 6 horse. I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I was going to do $15, win 10 place. You know, I said, screw that. I'm just going to put it all on one of it to win, because if I get 1 winner, maybe 2 on the day, we'll end up with a profitable day. And that worked out well for me the last time we got together on Monday.
Yep.
I think I had like $250 out of $100 bet. So I'll take that kind of upside. As Terry says, hey, where can you make 150% on your money in just a matter of minutes?
That's right.
If you're not watching Terry, you're not winning. To make sure you do win and you do watch, what's the best thing you can do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell that's on there, and go down. That bell will make sure that you get notification on all our programs, and then go down and copy that link to share with all your friends, neighbors, relatives, everybody that can come and check us out too. Go to our social sites such as Blue Sky, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, at a horse race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. And keep the comments coming during the program, as we like to see them, and also helps us with algorithms.
Yeah, it helps boost our search engine score. So if someone looks for horse racing content online, they're more likely to find us. Very easy way to support and help the show grow. So in race number 5, Terry, another way we can help the show grow is by people coming back, by picking some winners. Before we pick the winner, we want to talk about what they're running for.
Well, it's a 1 mile race, an allowance race, $50,000. It's a purse of $83,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, or which have broken their maiden in a maiden auction race, and which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or waiver claiming race.
What is a maiden auction race? You ever heard? I've never seen one before, and I've been around forever. I know they have them in like Europe.
No, I have no idea. I haven't ever. I don't know what it is, so we should look that up, I guess.
Probably should. I mean, it's something I'm very unfamiliar. It's probably something Tom knows a lot about, but
yeah,
he knows all about the minor or the details of horse racing. So at Churchill, 1 mile is 1 turn. A lot of tracks, it's 2 turns. So that acts a little bit more like a sprint than it would a route. You take a look at race number 5, Terry. We're looking for a race shape here where you see almost nobody wants to pilot. The 2 horses, your lone pilot, co-pilot type. 8 horse wants to pilot. Everybody else, middle back. This tends to favor speed, Terry. So who's got the most of that?
Well, it looks like the 8 to me has the most speed. All of them show some speed, but the 8's got almost 31% data there compared to the 6 with the 19, almost 20%.
Yeah, it looks like the 8 also sporting a pretty solid jockey.
Yeah, it does. If you take a look there, the 8 has a really good jockey, and of course the 2 has a good trainer. But I think the 5 has the best jockey trainer combination. If you look at all of the data,
you could well do. The 5 also has the biggest in-race advantage right there, Terry. It has a almost 9-point late pace advantage. Again, every 5 points equals about 1 length. So that horse has about a 1.5 late speed edge over the rest of the field. If Gambler's Tail can come around that corner and has anywhere near the leaders in its sight, might run right by them. Terry, you see here the 2 and the 7, the only 2 horses who have hit par, 90 so far. Terry, which horses are going to hit par today and come across that finish line first?
Well, I like that too. Excuse me. It's.
I think you like the
race. No, am I on the race rate? Yeah, I like the 2 Bold at Midnight. He won 2 races out of the last 3 starts.
Mm-hmm.
Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 20% of the races in dirt starts, and he trains. And he also has a high percentage winning jockey. Gambler's Tail, the 5 won his last race at Keeneland. He has the highest last race speed rating, tied with another horse. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. Curlin's Jester, the 7, ran second in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then I like 8 as my long shot shortstop. He won his last race at Keeneland, has the highest last race speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play the 2nd Miami Vice. Don Johnson picked 4. I'm going to use the 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8 with the 5, 7, with the 1, 5, 6, 11, and 12, with the 3, 4. I believe that's a $50 ticket.
To answer your question, Tom going to give us thoughts on the Euros tomorrow. Yes, indeed. We're going to get together, Tom, tomorrow, and I. We're going to cover the Guineas races on Saturday and Sunday for our Foreign Friday Spectacular. And then also we're going to talk about the foreign horses that are going to make their way into the Oaks card and the Derby card. Give our thoughts there. A couple of them look pretty interesting to me as I was going through the wagering guide. Again, the link to guaranteed tip sheet in the description below, along with today's free track. That free track today is Delta Downs. So tonight, while you're buttoning up your I's and crossing your T's. You can have a little bit of fun as well at Delta Downs. Hopefully build your bankroll going into the weekend. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you just want to keep that bankroll as is, Terry. So you can catch all that in our description below. As for me, in the fifth race, I'm going to start with number 7, Curlin's Gesture. Last time out, this horse ran at this level, just missed. A little better early pace, so I'm expecting a little better race. The 5-horse Gambler's Tale, we all have one of those, and usually it should be Gambler's Tale of Woe. Biggest in-race advantage we talked about there with that late speed edge over the rest of the field, about a length and a half, making the classic third start after a layoff. Bolt at Midnight, Terry's top pick, makes it to my third selection. Gonna Press Forward versus these had a little bit better early pace last time out. And the reason why we focus so much on those early pace or pace improvements in a race, if you go through our channel on YouTube, search for Craig Milkowski from Timeform. They found through their research horses that showed better performance in terms of pace or fractions in the prior start. Usually that's a pretty good indicator how they're running the next start, which would be today. And then Shortstop, the 8-horse, strong chance to be the pace setter, good chance to be better in the second start after a layoff. And I have a pick for 257 with the 2-5, the 1-2-5-11 with the 2, 3, 4, and 8. Mine is $48 as well. Terry, I talked about last week when we did Keeneland, when we had 8 races, I felt like we were stealing. Now we have 12 races. I feel like I'm running a marathon.
Yeah.
Close to the first half of the card is race number 6. Another one for a bunch of little babies.
Yeah, it's a 5 furlong race, and it's a purse of $250,000, and it's for 2-year-olds.
Yes, indeed. So in this race, I don't know, we had a little weird thing here. So again, stress tests, because we don't always get these sort of things. Everybody running their second race, so some of the data just didn't pop in because there wasn't really anything to build off of. So something I have to learn to fix, Terry. But we do see one horse that has a pretty aggressive early speed advantage. Looks like there's a pretty good chance the 5-horse is going to get the lead.
That's right. That 5 shows a lot of speed, as you can see there. So it could get out there and go to that quarter pole and never stop.
Yes, it could do that. We never know. It does show about a 1 length. The 2 horses on the other end of that. That has a 15-length late speed advantage, so 3 lengths. So if the 2-horse can smell the other horses as they head down into the stretch, might run by them. So you got a case of the 5-horse having enough early speed, perhaps to have a 1 length total pace advantage over everybody else. And then the closer. So this race, Terry, is the Tortoise and the Hare. Did you pick the Tortoise or did you pick the Hare in race number 6?
Well, I picked the 7 on the top. He won his debut race at Keeneland, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the non-graded stakes races he has a horse competing in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I took that speedster, that 5, Pinky Finger. He won his his debut race at Keeneland. He has the highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 6, Monster, is my third choice, finished 4th in his debut race, but was bumped and crowded throughout the beginning of that race. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and they added blinkers today. Happy Boy, the 3 is my long shot, ran 2nd in his debut race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
So I'm going to go with the 5-horse in here. One other note that we didn't talk about. This horse is making its second race, second start. You see there's a 99 here, and for the 2-horse, there is a 94. Basically what that means is a second race improvement, their speed figures could go as high as 99, 94. That's within the bell curve. They can go higher. They can go lower. Of course, second race par ability is what we call that. And the 5-horse, as you can see, has the best second race par ability when everybody has not come within par, close to par yet. That's the number here. So, yes, indeed, the 5-horse most likely to get above par. So let's see if he can do that. Does get my top pick. The other one, the 2-horse, the other par ability horse in there, is my second choice, Terry. That is the 2. Maximus Prime. I think that's from the Transformer movies, if anyone can remind me if that's true or not. Does have that big late pace advantage. So if that one gets off to a decent start, adios, amigos. Number 7, Double Talker, your top pick in there, Terry, smoked around the track in its debut. It does have a nice workout sense. And then the 6 horse, Monster. Tough start in its debut, but gets a better trip today. Terry, those are my picks for race number 6. Race 7 starts the second half of a 12-race card. I think tomorrow there's 13 races, which was one of the issues I had to do. And then on Saturday, there's 14 races.
That's correct.
So, and there's some races like the Kentucky Derby, there's 20 horses. I think in every other American race, the maximum number of horses is usually 16. So everything we did was built around 16 horses. So I had to make some adjustments to the smart sheets to get 20 horses in. And then I got almost all of that done. Should all be done a couple of hours after the show. So I will load the smart sheets up over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. It will require a subscription. So go on over there, use the link in the description below. You're going to want to put these sheets to work, folks, because soon all races and all days will be available, and you're not going to want to miss that at all. We don't want to miss the second half of this long card, Terry. We're going to get started on the grass.
That's right. It's a mile race, allowance, $127,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claimant starter or which have never won 2 races.
So we're looking for race number 7, our race sheet here, Terry. Again, this should favor early speed, Terry. 3 that want to be either pilot or co-pilot types. Everybody else middle back. So, Terry, point out a horse that has some good speed, and then also give me a couple of eyes to look at in terms of perhaps potential overlays.
Yeah, the 7 has the most speed, as you can see, although the 2 could have something to say about that. Then as far as your overlays, that 3 has a nice overlay, 11 to 1 to 15 to 1 to 4. Excuse me, 7 to 1 to 12 to 1. The 7 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 15 to 1. The 11 has an overlay from, small overlay from 7 to 2 to 5 to 1. And then that 14 has a nice one from 6 to 1 to 20 to 1.
Yeah, we look at some of the horses where C-zone, where we take a look at the early pace, and then we overlay their best performances. We see here that 3 horse, look at that, and the 8 horse, really strong chance. We did point out that 2 horse got a good chance to get forward, Terry. It's a closer with some early speed. We call those left arrow horses. Those horses, a lot of times, show up in the winner's circle. Closers that get forward, that won't forget how to bring it home. If you're looking for the horse with the most late speed, that is the 5 horse, Masoshi. That one has a 1 length total pace advantage, late pace advantage. Again, top 4, usually the winners in that group, Terry. More often than not, the winners in your group as well. Tell us all about it.
All righty. Well, I like in this race the 1. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a nice furlong workout on April 24th. Then I like the 5. He won his last race at Turfway Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Breeding suggests he'll like the grass as the dam has produced 3 turf winners. Then I like the 11 as my 3rd choice, finishing the money in 4 out of the last 5 starts. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lots of boxes marked off. The 12 O'Reilly is my long shot. His breeding suggests he'll like the grass as his dam has produced 1 turf winner, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'll begin with the 5, Masayoshi. Maybe a Japanese horse. Could factor in the Kentucky Derby. We'll find out in our picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. This horse is just making its 3rd career start, Terry. So potentially the most upside in the race. We do know that it has the most late speed in the race. Keep an eye out on that. Also showed some better pace early, some better fractions last time out. Got pretty solid jockey trainer combination to boot on that 5. Number 1, Rotterdam, missed by a neck in its last race. A highly consistent performer. Not going to give this race up easily, Terry, on the rail. Presider, the 11 horse, just needs to run back to his February 28th race at Santa Anita. And Umberto Rispoli, who's in town, obviously, for the big weekend at Churchill Downs, on this horse again, where he's run his best races with Umberto in the saddle. And then Mega Magic, the 2 horse. That's what we're looking for on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to take a price here, Terry, and a horse making its third career start. It's going to be a boom or bust type. Came off the bench, very strong. Little bit of a regression in race number 2. A lot of times those horses bounce back in race number 3. So I'm counting on the boom, not the bust. Race 8, long way to go, Terry, but it looks like I have a bet in race number 8. So one that we're going to want to know more about. So let's get started.
6.5 furlongs, claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, $78,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds.
So a Private Ross 99 coming with his crypto codes. Race number 3, the 11. Race 2, where race 1's over already. Race 2, the 10 and 8. Race 3, the 6, the 11, and the 7. Race 4, well, you see it right there, folks. Let's take a look at race number 8 real quick, because I know race number 2 is not too far from running. Race shape, this one's a little bit more balanced. 3 on the front, 2 in the middle. 2 in the back, a couple that want to close. So 3 speed horses, Terry, 2 closers. Some in the middle there. This looks like a race where C-Zone and jockey might come to play. Who's got the best C-Zone and which is the best jockey-trainer combo?
Well, as you can see there, the 2 has the best C-Zone way up there at 83%, followed up by that 3. And then the best jockey is the 3 and best trainer. So I think that's the best jockey trainer combination.
Along with that strong C-Zone, the only one over 50%, very probable that the 2 horse is going to love this race so much so that it ends up being our simulation favorite. Pretty big overlay in there as well. Doesn't make our top 4, however, in our top total pace selections, Terry. Well, what makes your top selections in race number 8?
Well, I like the 4 as he has the highest last speed rating. He has his best start speed is fast among Teddy starters, has a high percentage winning trainer jockey, and a good workout. 4 furlongs on the 19th of April. Then Ludwig, the 3 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, and a nice bullet workout, 5 furlongs on April 25th. Polster is the 1 as my third pick, has won his last race, and the Rail Post with an 18% clip. Hellstorm, the 8th, my long shot. He has a win at Churchill Downs, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets here for me.
So I'm going to go with Classic Legacy is my top selection too. Better pace in the opening half mile last time out. 5 workouts since then, Terry. I don't think there's any question that that horse will be fit. Hailstorm, the 8, faster fractions in its last race. Also a horse that's looking to keep the saw sharp with a couple of maintenance workouts since that sharp early effort. That 2 horse, Vitment, is our simulation favorite. A big overlay as we see in our smart sheets from 10-1 down to 9-5 in there too. That's a pretty big. Better fractions and dropping in class. And then finally, you got to say it the German way, Terry. Ludwig, bullet workout. Mike Smith says when he was on our pre-Kentucky Derby show a few years ago, one of the things he said to us that stood out to me was he said that Churchill Downs surface is like peanut butter, and that how a horse trains there is how a horse runs there. This one's training very well. He gets IRAD on the irons, but you know what? Despite all that, I'm going to put the second 25 on Classic Legacy for me to win in race number 4. Looks like race 2 is set, Terry. Looks like they're about ready. They're loading right now in race number 2. So whilst they load, Terry, free picks again today. Delta Downs guaranteed tip sheet. Link in the description. Use that so they know you came from here. Our Kentucky Oaks wagering guide and Derby is available. Look at that beautiful picture. Generated by artificial intelligence. I tell you, folks, that's pretty amazing work nowadays. And when the show's over on Garrett at horseracingtoday.net, right in the middle there, you'll see Churchill Downs picks. Terry's put his up yesterday, thankfully, for that. Hopefully you went over to take advantage of that. We'll have a race replay along with all of our thoughts and comments. While you're here, hit that HRT gear button. The next couple of days, next 3 days, up and through the Kentucky Derby, you get 20% off of everything, including a See You in the Winner's Circle hat. Right now, race number 2 is running, so let's see who's got the best chance to get in the winner's circle right now. As they battle their way around the turn, you have the 7, you have the 10. Those 2 first-time starters with the top scorers. They're duking it out, although the 7 horse at 1-1, that jockey's got a really tight hold on him. The 3 horse, they're really all out on that guy. The 6 horse, Terry, the other one with the bullet and go workout, That one looks like, Terry, he's going to be a little dangerous.
Mm.
The 3-horse, though, looks like right now it has the lead as the 7 and 10 have given way. The 7's battling back, though. That's a pretty courageous run by that 7-horse, to be honest. You don't see that happen very often. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what was that horse down there? Looked like he wanted to jump over the rail. The 7-horse, Terry, is going to be your winner. I don't know who came in second there, but that was a really interesting run by the 7. Circle that horse right there, folks. Keep an eye on it, because you almost never see a first-time starter give up the lead, let a horse pass him, and then come back and win. That's unusual. Wouldn't you say, Terry?
It is, yes, very unusual.
So, Jonas, for the 3rd time today, on your phone, right, your mobile phone, in the apps, search GRTV, horse racing. If you're south of the Texas border, so if you're in Mexico, or you're in Central America, or you're in South America, GRTV has all the horse racing videos for you. It's an app. I think you have to pay a subscription fee, of which we don't get anything. However, we do get the satisfaction of making sure we can answer your question and sharing that with you. All right, race 9, Terry, starts the last of 3 pick 4s today. We started our pick 4s with the favorite. That's always our favorite way to start. Maybe we can find something a little bit more expensive in race number 9.
Well, it's going to be 6 furlongs, an optional claiming race, and it's a $100,000 claiming price. Purse is $141,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $18,000 3 times, other than a maiden claiming starter, restricted, or state bred, or which have never won 4 races, or a claiming price of $100,000.
So we don't have that many horses in here, but this race shape should favor speed, Terry. You get the 1 and the 4. Early speed, everybody else. Middle back. We do see a couple in here, Terry, with some very strong likelihood to see this race fit their running style almost perfectly.
Oh, yeah. The 2 and the 3 look like they're going to be very comfortable in this race and going to run the way they think they should run to kind of win this race.
So speaking of which, it looks like that 2-horse, a PC type, a little bit of versatility, Terry. Really strong chance to be your pace setter in here.
That's right. It's got 55% on the data, and that's the best out of all these horses today, and it's the best by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but it has a 10-point early pace advantage, about 2 lengths faster than everybody else from the start, Terry. It's also one of 2 horses that have shown they can reach par for this level, which is 100. That's a pretty high hurdle to get over, Terry. So along with the 2, who else has got that done?
Well, excuse me. The 5 actually has it also. He's either equaled or exceeded the speed par number for this race. But then there's all the rest of them are maybes. They've been all within 3 to 5 points of doing that. So
that's a pretty open field in there, Terry. Maybe jockey will make the difference. Maybe trainer. What are we looking for over there?
Well, the jockey is the best one according to the data. Is the 2. And the 7 is the best trainer, but I think the best combination is the 5.
Yeah, so those 2 horses that have yeses, they got good jockeys, good trainers, good chances perhaps to win, Terry. What do you think is going to come across the line first?
Well, I like that 7, Nash. He won his last race at Turfway Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, has a good workout on April 19th. World record, the 2 is my second choice. Finished in the money in his 6 races out of 7 career starts, winning 3 of those. He loves to win, as you can see. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, Track Phantom. The 4 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Petkoff, the 3 is my long shot, has won 3 races out of his last 5 starts, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play my last pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I'm going to play the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 with the 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, with the 3, 4, with the 7, 10. I believe that's a $50 ticket.
It is a $50 ticket. I am going to start in race number 9 with the 2-horse. World record, Terry, has that really strong early pace advantage. 2 lengths. We also see, Terry, this is just usually a very strong combination. So when you're using these sheets, again, there's a link in the description below, one of the things you kind of want to look for, all right, so this horse is going to get the lead, very strong lead. Is he going to be comfortable up there? Well, indeed, he's got the top comfort zone score. So he's a left arrow horse, going to be on the front. So many times we've seen these horses, Terry, with the really big early speed advantage and the strong C-zone score. Just get to the front, stay out there. They don't run crazy fractions. They come home your champion. That's what I'm counting on today. Then Nash, which is a horse you might be familiar, ran in some bigger races before, crushed everybody in his last race. And the resume says the crushing could continue in the second start after a layoff. Then I got the 6 horse, Caramel, whichever way. It's tomato, whatever. This one drops from a grade 3, does have some success in the Louisville circuit there with a win and a third in 2 races at Churchill. And then Nautical Star, the 5 horse, the other horse that has hit over par. Terry, you mentioned top jockey trainer combination, and I left him off my pick 4, as did you. So, folks, forget everything else we said. Just take the 5, single it. It's your winner. Otherwise, my pick 4 is 2, 6, 7, 4, 6, 9, 10, 3, 5, 4, 7, 9, and 10. And I'm also going to put $25 to win on the 2 horse. We're just 2 races away from jinxing, Terry, to end the week. But we got 1 race in between, Terry. That's race number 10. What's that about?
Okay, it's a mile race. It's on the turf, and it's got a purse of $350,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upward.
Yes, indeed. It's the opening verse stakes. So a stakes race, A little bit of fun action there as they get ready and prepped for a whole lot of stakes races, 16 of them on Friday and Saturday, including the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. There is a wagering guide, all of our picks, selections with all of this data, all of the insight, experience, and all of that over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, a link in the description. Please go use that so they know where you came from. In race number 10, Terry, once again, we'll see how they want to set up. 2 speed horses. Everybody else wants to close in here, Terry. 2 horses that have maybes, and it looks like a pretty big overlay in this mix.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that 4. It's got the from 3 to 2 to 10 to 1. So that's a nice overlay. And then the speed in here is the 5's really got a lot of speed. So
you got a ton of early speed. That 4 horse Money Supply also. Top last race speed figure. That one's 4 points. Again, Andrew Beyer says keep an eye out on that. That's pretty big stuff. Well, looks like this race, a lot of horses can win. So we have the 8, the 4, the 6, and the 5 as our top total pace horses. Terry, any one of those stick out to you as the most likely winner in race number 10?
Well, I like the 9. He's won 5 races out of 11 last 7 starts and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Touch Revenge is the 3. Is my second choice. Ran second versus in his last race. Has a he can go improve at the shorter distance. His best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. He actually tied with another horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. Major Dude, the 6. He was only beaten a length and a quarter in his last start. His best turf speed is fast among today's starters. He actually tied with that horse above the 3, Touch Revenge, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 10 as my long shot. He's won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 19% of the non-graded stakes races he has a horse competing in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me in this race.
All right. So just to answer your question, I think we should be sponsored by these folks because we get asked this a lot, right, Terry? About where you can watch the races. All right, here we go. So to watch the races in Mexico, Central and South America, GRTV horse racing app on your phone. That should get you the races, folks. So go ahead and take a look for that on your phone. Google that in your apps. GRTV, if you're watching, DM me at HRTRich on Twitter or GTSRichB on Gmail. Great place to contact us. Please do so. We would greatly appreciate it. Or just hit us up in the comments section. That would work as well. Or info@horseracingtoday.net. A whole bunch of different ways that you can reach out to me. Money Supply, Terry, I'm going to go with that long shot with the 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Again, Barry Meadows' book, Skeptical Handicapper. I don't get a dime for promoting it, but I can tell you that it's well worth your time if you like data. That number hits at 15%. I call it an alpha angle. The 9 horse, Brilliant Birdie. That one is undefeated in 3 Churchill Downs turf races. One thing I want to point out, too, the horse was also scheduled to run, I think, on Saturday. So the fact that they didn't scratch it out of this race today tells you this is the one they think they can win. Number 6, Major Dude. 3rd selection, just like you, Terry. Very consistent performer. Maybe getting downgraded by the bets a little bit, maybe downgraded by us a little bit because of its performance in its last race. But if you read between the lines and in the comment section, did have some excuses. Then finally, number 10, Laginos. Maybe that's how you pronounce that. Laginos. I'm not sure. Some Greek can tell us how to do it. But it's the only par runner aside from the 4. And this one also very likely to show more in the second round off of the bench. Everything we've been waiting for and more coming up in race number 11, Terry, because this is your fabled best bet, but it's also where I am going to jinx you heartily in the St. Matthews overnights.
Well, you know, the last time you tried to jinx me, I did win with my best bet. So hopefully I'll get this one too. 6 furlongs, and it's excuse me, it's the overnight stakes, Matthews overnight stakes race, purse 200,000, and it's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a graded stakes, sweepstakes in 2024 or 2025.
So they're looking for their sweepstakes win in the graded stakes here. I know that 6 furlongs usually favor speed at Churchill Downs. And, you know, as Matt, what's his name? Matt Carruthers told us, these big race weekends, they soup the track up. So speed matters even more, Terry. Yeah. If you're looking for speed, boy, it looks like 2 horses got to be very cautious. They don't burn each other out.
That's right. You take a look at that 3 and that 8. They're real close to each other in their data, so it just depends on who gets the best break, I think.
And they're both over 50% on the comfort zone score there, Terry. That could be a duel out of there.
That's right, but the 6 actually has the best comfort zone number.
Yeah, super high. Race shape, it looks like it got a lot of, I call these mush races. Everybody wants to kind of be in the middle. So mush. The 1, 2, and 9, yeah, that looks like those ice cream cones, Terry. You know, those ones that are like made like a rocket ship. They have that coloring like that. So I've not seen that before. All right. Well, you did point out, Terry, that the 6 horse does have a pretty strong comfort zone. Looks like the 5 horse has a pretty strong connections.
Yeah, that's right. Has the best jockey and trainer combination for the race. So that's as far as I'm concerned. So.
Yeah, it looks like the 3 horse you're picking there as well. 3 horse, Terry, a bit of an overlay. Everybody within 1 point of hitting par. Anybody can win this race, Terry, and yet you made it your best bet. Bold call. Who is it?
Well, in my best bet is the number 3, Speedboat Beach. Comes in from Santa Anita after winning the last start, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And I like the 4 Happy as a choice. Has won 5 races out of the last 9 starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Fort Bragg, the 5. This is another horse that comes in from Santa Anita and is trained by Bob Baffert to try Churchill Downs. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and he has 2 bullet workouts in a row. Then I like the 8 as my long shot. He finished in the money in his 3 starts at Churchill Downs. He won 2 of those races, and he has a high percent, a good workout on April 22nd. I'm going to bet $20 or $40 to win on number 3, a $10 exacta box 3, 4, and then a $10 exacta 3 on top with the 4, 5, 8, and 10.
That's his whole $100 budget, folks. And I jinxed him because I put the 3 on top, and I put 25 to win as well on Speedboat Beach. It is our simulation favorite, gonna be forward. My concern is this guy been off for more than a year, Terry. It is the best horse in the field if he's ready for trainer Bob Baffert's return after being suspended for 3 years for the failed drug test for Medina Spirit. Terry, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he gave him the good hay for his return as well.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Fort Bragg, the other Baffert horse in here. You know, as I mentioned, Mike Smith told us, how you train at Churchill Downs is how you run at Churchill Downs. Churchill, not Churchill. And if you look at Fort Bragg's workout here, Terry, I don't know about you, but I would say 4 furlongs in 46 and 4. I think there's only one word to describe that.
Very, very fast.
Those are 3 words, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Happy is a choice. The 4-horse, my next selection. Also got some pretty good Churchill Down workouts. Not quite as good as Fort Bragg. He also likes the track. We know he can win there. 3 races, 2 of them finishing in the winner's circle, and pretty good fan of the distance. 11 times out, 5 of them ending up with the winner's check. And then finally, Champlin, that 8-horse, as I mentioned, speed usually does good on these hot weekends. Should be forward, along with that 3-horse, in any of the 3 races that this horse has had at Churchill Downs, would be a winner in all likelihood today. Final race of the day for you and me today. Again, tomorrow, Tom and I, for 4 and Fridays, we'll do the Guineas at Newmarket. I think that's where they're at. Those are some of the biggest races in Europe. We're also going to cover, or at least in England, we're also going to cover the international flavor for the Oaks and Derby cards. You're not going to want to miss that at all, Terry. One simple way to tune in and catch everything we do here.
Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell so that will notify you when those programs tomorrow are coming up. And then copy the link and share it with everybody you know so they can come and check us out also. Go ahead to our social sites that are scrolling down at the bottom there at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And keep these comments coming and picks, as we really enjoy to see them. And it really helps us out with algorithms.
And next week we'll return to our normal schedule. Monday, Tuesday will be Parks. Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not quite sure what the schedule will look like, but I'm guessing Churchill won't run on Wednesday. If they do, it'll be in the evening. So we might do Churchill Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, Belmont at the Big A is up now, so we'll probably fit in Belmont at the Big A because in the 6 weeks, right, you have the Belmont Stakes. So I know the Preakness will be running too at Laurel, but at Pimlico. So maybe we'll squeeze Pimlico in there. I'm not quite sure. But what we're going to do now is we're going to give our full attention, Terry, to race number 12.
That's right. And we're going to go on the turf at 1 1/8 miles. It's a maiden race, $120,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
For the last time today, our smart sheet. Again, the smart sheet, you can have access to it as well. There is a link in the description for today's. We will have the smart sheets available for subscribers over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet a little bit later on today. Not just for the stakes races like the wagering guards, but the full cards, the maiden races, the special weight races, the high-level allowance races, all of the stakes races, all 20 horses in the Derby, every single horse, all the data, no place else to get it. Link in the description. Go get it, Terry. So 1 1/8 miles. Usually speed horses win maiden races, Terry. I know that you like horses that have late speed on the turf, particularly if they're on the outside. And it looks like we have a few of those that meet the Hollywood Hay criteria.
That's right. Look at that 9, 10, 14, and 7. They all meet the criteria that I like on a turf race. It's a marathon type race.
Yes, indeed. I like them too. We pointed out some other horses in earlier races that have second race par ability. That looks like the 4-horse. That looks like the 9-horse. That 9-horse with that late speed there, Terry. 9-horse also has a pretty good jockey, but man, those 9, 10, and 11, they got good jockey trainer combinations.
They sure do, especially this. And take a look at the 7 also has a really nice jockey combination. So.
Yeah, 7 also last time out, speed figure 3 points better than everybody else in that mixture. We do have one first-time starter in here, only a 2.29. Ordinarily, you consider first-time starters, particularly if it gets above 2.5. You really consider it if there are no horses that have shown they can hit par for this race. Plenty of them show they can hit it, and plenty of them show they can do it again with our exclusive par plus score. Which one's got the best chance to go over the par speed figure of 80 or touch it in this race today?
Well, it looks like to me, it's really hard to tell, but it looks like what's that? The 7 has the best 59, and then followed up by that 10.
Yeah, and then the 9-horse in that mix as well. The 10-horse, Terry, is a lone E type. Everybody else, middle back. 8 giving it a crack for the first time today. If you're looking for a horse, Terry, that's going to have a good chance, the 10 might not be on the lead there, but boy, it sure looks like it's going to get a race that fits its liking.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's going to be very comfortable running this race. It's got a 91.41% data. So,
yeah, that's a pretty big chance in there, Terry. Well, I'm going to say that with all of these yes horses, a couple of horses that would add to that yes with the second race par ability, I think this race almost looks like an all race to me, Terry. We don't have that luxury. The only thing we get to do is make 4 picks. What are they?
I like the 10 Fleetingly. She ran third in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer jockey, and that combination in the last 14 days have been in the money. 9 out of 10 starts with 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 4 thirds. Then I like the 7. She ran her last race second, and she has a high percentage winning, has the highest last speed rating. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. Then I like 11. My gal finished third in her 2 races out of 3 career starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. 9 that you were discussing, Strive for Honor, is my long shot, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a good workout on April 19th at 4 furlongs. I'm out of money, so no additional bets for me here.
So, Private Ross, you talk about never seen Scotty. Who's Scotty, and which horse does he like on Saturday? You can't just hang that out there like that. Got to fill in the details, my boy. So let us know who is Scotty's horse on Saturday that he likes so much, because we want to know, right? I want to see if I have him in my picks. If not, I'm going to cry. I have the 7 horse to start my picks in the final race today. Stellify, top last race speed figure, was 3 points better than everybody else. You see that here again in our race sheet. Again, Andrew Beyer says that's the minimum threshold. It is also our top total pace horse, did run better fractions and did run better pace numbers last time out. So a lot of good stuff there with that 7 horse. The 10 horse is next up. Fleetingly is our simulation favorite, Terry, in our, you see right there, top horse. Not by, only by a little bit, but still 5-2 sim favorite. Very good turf breeding for Fleetingly. Number 9, Strive for Honor, is one of those horses that has second race improvability. So we're going to put that horse in there as our top late speed horse. And I say, you know what, Terry? I'm going to go with a little bit of a long shot with second race improvability. That's the 4, Royal Sweet. That is all of our picks today. So far through the first 2 races, well, the 2 favorites have won, Terry, the 5 and the 7. Be a hell of a thing if we made it through 12 races, one of us, with the winner in the first spot for all of them, but that would be impossible because we do differ in a couple places. Here's the way we see the rest of the card, Terry. Looking at some of our bets. Race 2, we had a pick 4. Race 4, I have 25 to win on the 6. Race number 5 is the second of our pick 4s. Race 7, race 8, I have 25 to win on the 4. Race 9, I have 25 to win on the 2 and our pick 4s. And then, of course, the Jinx race. Terry bet on the 3 to win. I bet on the 3 to win. So that means the 3 won't win, folks, or it'll win by so much. We'll wish we had put all of our money on there. Again, tomorrow, Tom and I, the Guineas, along with our thoughts on who the international invaders are with the best chance to score on Oaks Friday and on Kentucky Derby Saturday. Free picks tonight, a guaranteed tip sheet. Delta Downs, that'll get you primed, of course. I mean, there's nothing more comparable than Thursday night at Delta Downs than Oaks Saturday and Kentucky Derby Saturday at Churchill. Wagering guide is up, available along with all of our picks at guaranteed tip sheet. Link in the description. Use that. The smart sheets will be up a little bit later on this afternoon, just a little bit on horseracingtoday.net. We'll post all of our thoughts for today. Right there, you'll see Churchill Down picks for May 1st. Click on that. It'll be race replay. We'll timestamp every single race in the description on YouTube, so you can come back and watch every race at your leisure. Hit that HRT gear button right there, Terry. Get yourself a See You in the Winner's Circle or Horse Racing Today hat. Whew. All right, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before we part company and start working on parks? I mean, that's a big lift from the Derby weekend.
Yeah, if you're betting on the Oaks Day and Kentucky Derby Day or either one of those 2 days, you're doing your handicapping, you absolutely have to get the smart sheets, because I'll tell you, in over 60 years of handicapping for me and going to the races, I've never seen anything as thorough and complete and helps me with my handicapping as that. So you just need to hit the link on our show here, go over to Guaranteed Tip Sheets, and get those smart sheets. Other than that, good luck on betting this weekend and have a great rest of the week.
Yeah, if I may, because the Kentucky Derby and Oaks weekend could get away from you pretty easily, budget-wise. So I make a suggestion is what I like to do on those days is I like to get up in the morning, especially because when you start getting those bigger races, like with all of those vendors that allow you to make bets, their servers are jammed with people trying to bet on them, right? And sometimes they're slow. I like to get up in the morning, go through the scratches, kind of reconfigure my picks around the scratches a little bit, and then just make all of my bets. So if you have a $100 budget like we do on our show, just bet all of your $100 picks in advance, sit back and watch the races as the races go by. That way, there's no chance for you to bet more than what you've bankrolled. And then if you win, of course, then you can on Saturday, you can increase your bankroll. Maybe if you do well enough with our picks at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, or you find some gems in our smart sheets that really hit some long shots for you, go about taking that money that you put in out and then just let the profits roll, baby. That's the best way to go about it. All right, folks, no matter how you go about the rest of your Terrific Terry Thursday, we certainly hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and everything that you do from now until we get back together again, Terry, ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, make it a blessed Hollywood Hay Thursday.